Hey there, Discover Family Church. Pastor Johnny here on a Monday morning. I hope you guys are doing great. I love you guys, and I am excited to be with you this morning, whatever this morning looks like for you. Some of you guys are getting up and going to work, or you're there right now, and others of you, life is going to look exactly like it did yesterday and last week and the week before. You're just going to be home chilling. And so either way, I really hope that you take the stuff that we're learning and really implement it in your life and in your heart. Thanks for joining us yesterday for church. If you missed service yesterday, we sort of morphed how we're doing things a little bit, and we met on the couch here. Me and Sarah played some music for you, sang some songs, and talked a little bit. But go back and watch the service from yesterday. It was an awesome service, and really excited about what God is doing in our online church right now. But today I want to continue talking from the book of Matthew. We started walking through little bits and pieces of Matthew. Matthew is a great book. It starts with the birth of Jesus, and then it almost immediately just jumps over the next 30 years of Jesus' life. And it jumps right to when Jesus is starting ministry. So we don't get any of the in-between there. Most of the books in the Bible don't give us a whole lot of in-between, but this one gives us really none. It jumps straight to John the Baptist and Jesus going to get baptized, and that's where we pick it up. So in chapter 3 of Matthew, John the Baptist is baptizing and making a way, preparing the way for Jesus to come. And he would baptize people and say, hey, you do this, as a public proclamation to get rid of your sin. And Jesus comes and says, hey, John, I want you to baptize me. To which John's response is, why would I baptize you? Man, you should baptize me. I shouldn't be baptizing you. And what he was saying is, you're sinless. You don't have any sin. Why would I baptize you? And Jesus, I love all these stories about Jesus in Matthew, because they are painting a picture for what Jesus not just is doing in the moment, but what he's doing for us for all time, for the future. And we see it right here, where Jesus basically says in chapter 3 of Matthew, verse 15, Jesus answers him, let it be so now, for thus it is fitting for us to fulfill all righteousness. Basically, what he is saying is that he knew he didn't need to be baptized because he was sinful, but he also knew that he needed to for another important reason, because he was showing us what it takes to follow after him. Now, am I saying that in Discover Family Church, I do not believe that you have to be water baptized to follow after Jesus. I don't believe you have to go through that process. I do believe, though, that you have to be baptized in a public fashion. What does that mean? I believe that you have to make a public transformation. That's not something that you do quietly in your bedroom and then never talk about and never change it. There needs to be being saved. It means being transformed, being changed. And Jesus is laying it out for us in such a cool way, saying, hey, I will be baptized, not because I have to be, but because I want to show you what it takes to follow after me. What it takes to follow after me is a public transformation. Basically saying, hey, to fulfill all righteousness, you have to do this. And he's not saying you have to be water baptized, but he is saying that what he's indicating here is that he needed to show that whenever you decide to follow after him and live for him and love him and have a relationship with God, that there's an importance on not just submitting to God, but submitting to a public transformation. And that's what water baptism represents, going down and coming up with new creation. That's why whenever we water baptize here at Discover Family Church, we have t-shirts that we give you. It says, left it in the water. You leave the old and then you rise up anew. And it is a public proclamation, just letting people know, look, I am no longer the person I used to be. I am something decidedly different. Now, Jesus went in and came out and was still sinless. He was sinless going down and sinless coming up. But he says right there, hey, let it be so now, for thus it is fitting for us to fulfill all righteousness. It is fitting for us. It is fitting for us to be baptized, because we are showing you in a public way I am no longer who I used to be. I am something completely different. I have been transformed miraculously. I am a new creation. Amen. I have hope and I have a future, all because I am following after this God that I love so much that I'm willing to publicly show what he's done in my life. Church, I encourage you to find ways to publicly share what God has done in your life. And right now, that might be something as simple as a Facebook post, or letting somebody know that you call, like, hey man, God has really changed my life. I've been watching these sermons or these devotions. God is changing my life. Something, and be public about it. None of us would be cool with having a relationship with somebody that hid it. I don't want, I would never want, to, have Sarah hide our relationship from people. I want her to be proud that she married me, and proud that she's my wife and I'm her husband. Like, I want that. I would never want to hide the fact that I'm married to anybody else. Like, I love my wife and I want people to know it. And in the same way, I want people to know that I love Jesus and he loves me. He has changed my life. I've been transformed. I'm no longer the same. And I proclaim that because of the example that Jesus gives us right here. I love you guys. Have a great day, and we will see you for devotions again this week. Tomorrow, one of my favorite preachers in the whole world, Dino Rizzo, is going to be delivering an awesome devotion for you. So mark it on your calendars. Make sure to check out our devotion tomorrow. I love you guys. Have a great night.